إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله شهادة تنجينا من عذاب النار ويدخلنا الجنة من غير سابقة عذاب ولا عقاب وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه أشهد أنه قد بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة ومحى الغمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين فصلاة وسلاما على عبدك ونبيك محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: واتقوا يوما ترجعون فيه إلى الله ثم توفى كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال: النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: من كانت عنده مظلمة لأخيه في عرضه أو من شيء فليتحلله منه اليوم قبل أن لا يكون دينارا ولا درهم. إن كان له عمل صالح أخذ منه بقدر مظلمته، وإن لم يكن له حسنات أخذ من سيئات صاحبه فحملت عليه. رواه البخاري أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. أما بعد, all praise to Allah, the only one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that He is the creator of this universe and He is the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is His messenger, true mercy sent to us. If you follow His path, inshallah we'll be in Jannah. Amma ba'd. 2 Fridays ago, the same Friday like today, from 2 weeks ago, an incident happened. When I asked a gentleman, a youth, to do an adhan and ask a prayer. And, subhanallah, this triggered this khutbah. This one triggered this one. Why? Let's see. Let's start and I'll tell you, if you didn't attend, I'll tell you what happened. Inshallah. What happened? Sayyidina Umar one day was walking. I'll start from building the khutbah. Sayyidina Umar one day was walking and a lady who was pregnant saw him. And when she went back home, she miscarried. And her husband came to Sayyidina Umar and said, you have to pay the diya. What did I do? I did nothing. No, because she saw you, she miscarried. And Sayyidina Umar, imagine now, a Khalifa of the Muslimin, he's the head, and the husband is coming to him. Imagine now if this is happening these days. But anyway, let's assume this is facts, it happened. What did Sayyidina Umar can do? Bring the Sahaba. Come, O Sahaba of the Prophet. What do you think? And the Sahaba, most of them said, you owe nothing. You didn't do anything. And Sayyidina Ali said, no. You killed her by mistake, her son by mistake. You have to do the diya. You have to do the diya. When you read this, until now the story is in the books. Wallahi, I narrated this story many times. And I'll tell the next one. And then I'll tell you what happened. The next one is Sayyidina Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam. I tell you why I'm saying that. Sayyidina Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam preparing the fight of Badr. And he put it the lines. And Sayyidina Sawad was a kind of a choppy guy. And at that time, what they do, they wear just a shirt and a pants. That's it. They don't have much clothes. And the Prophet was putting everyone in line. And the Prophet has a siwak, a toothbrush. And Sayyidina Sawad was a little bit in front of the line. And the Prophet just poked Sayyidina Sawad. Go back to the line. Until now, imagine my son, I'm talking, hi, how are you? I'm laughing with my son. Imagine that there is a fight. My son moved there and they pushed him. The Prophet just poked him. Stand in line. And Sayyidina Sawad, oh Prophet, what? Alamtani, you created pain on me. What do you want? Justice. I have to take my revenge from you, O Prophet. Until now, I have no problem with the story. The problem with what the Prophet did, alayhi salatu wassalam, he didn't tell him, come on, I'm preparing the fight, give me some time, give me a break. This kind of sentences we hear sometimes. The Prophet said, come, revenge. Imagine the Sahaba who loved the Prophet. What did he do? I can stop here, but I'll finish the story for the people who doesn't know the story. And the Sahaba was very angry. How dare you, Sawad? You want a revenge from the Prophet? Subhanallah, what are you doing? And the Prophet said, yes. The Prophet was wearing two thobes, like mine, a thobe, and another one under it. He raised one. He said, no, 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 no. He hit me on the skin. He moved the other one. And he moved. He has pants under it. And he showed the skin of the Prophet. And the Sawad jumped and hugged the Prophet, put his face in his stomach, and he said, why? The Prophet asked him, why you're doing what you're doing? He said, oh Prophet, we're meeting our enemy. We will die. I want the last thing, for my skin to touch your skin. They loved him. But now again, back again to the Prophet. And he stopped everything to pay back and give him his rights. Now comes my story. I said these stories many times before. My story. What happens from 2 weeks ago? If you weren't here, I asked a young man, to give the adhan. And he gave the adhan and he said, the first Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu. I told him, you have to say it 4. And he said it again, and he made a mistake. And he left. I told him to go back. And the brother told me that you made him feel bad. How dare you? And wallahi, my brother here gave the adhan after that. And subhanallah, this is Asr prayer. And subhanallah, I was thinking, will I be revenged for that? Is it right what I did? How many sins we pass by without us knowing we did a sin? Is this a sin? And after I thought of it, wallahi, almost all Asr prayer, I'm doing the Imam and the Asr prayer, and I'm thinking, what did I do? Did I do it right or did I do it wrong? Will I be punished for it? And I ask forgiveness. I'm not sure he's here or not. I don't want to call his face, but hopefully he will forgive me again. I'm giving my sorry for him. But really, did I do mistake? Now comes why I'm saying all of that. If you think about what the Prophet did, what Sayyidina Umar did, you remember I told you there are 7 bridges over the hellfire. 7 bridges. I always like my youth here to remember 7 checkpoints. Right? For a fortnight? Checkpoints? Games? You're standing every time you're questioned in each one of them. The first one is Shahada. Are you a Muslim or not? The second one is prayer. Third one is Siyam. Fourth one is Zakah. Fifth one is Hajj. The 6th one, حقوق العباد. I said before and always say, John, who failed in the first one, he didn't believe in Allah, he will come to the 6th bridge, the 6th checkpoint. And he said, hold it. You owed me 1. You did this mistake against me. You didn't guide me to Islam. With your purpose, Khatib, you made this gentleman leave the mosque and doesn't come back. That's what triggered the khutbah today. Because of my act, I could have drawn one of the youth outside of the mosque and he doesn't show back again. Simple act. Wallahi, sometimes we do it without even noticing what we are doing. How many times you come to your son or daughter and tell them, how dare you not wearing hijab? You're a kafira. Really? Okay. You told her out of Islam totally. Should you say that? No. Hijab, removing the hijab is a sin. But getting out of Islam is a kufr. You have to think. Forcing your son to pray without him convincing him, doing your due diligence, making him feel that prayer is good, beating him up or punishing him because he's not praying is worse. Then really, how about others? I'm talking about your son, your daughter. How about others? When you see the youth coming to the mosques and some gentleman, old one, I want to pray. Take your kids out. and the son hears that and he doesn't show up after that, who will be blamed? Do you think the 6th bridge you will pass? All of that I was thinking, wallahi, for the last 2 weeks. How many people I dragged out of the mosque, even though we're building the mosque. How many times we stand and try our best to get people in while we are getting people out. We have to question every act of our work. Sayyidina Umar, even though he didn't do anything, the lady saw him, but because he wanted to be perfect, he agreed to pay the diyah. The Prophet ﷺ, he's going to a war, and he doesn't have time. But still, when someone said, "You owe me," he stood still. Okay, take your revenge. How many around us is looking for us and asking for us to pay back them? How many of them? Let me tell you why sometimes we do what we're doing. Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz radiallahu anhu, one day he was sitting with his people. And before they didn't have lights, they just have lampa number khamsa, the light which is by gas. Just the guys. And he was walking and the light turned off. Amir al-Mu'mineen, he went, put the light on, and turned it on again. And the people around Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz told him, "Oh Umar, you could have told us to help you. You are Amir al-Mu'mineen." And look at the sentence that I always memorize. He said, "ذهبت وأنا عمر ورجعت وأنا عمر." I left doing what I have ever done. Good, hard, simple, and I'm still back again with the same one. If you look me down, it's your problem, not mine. I'm cleaning the washroom of the mosques. No one should look down to the man who's doing that. No job is bad. Your eyes is the problem. How you look to others. Oh, he's a mechanic, he's nothing. No. In the eyes of Allah, he can be better than you. And you will be standing firm in the 6th bridge waiting for him to come and take your hasanat. That's why we have to know that. To try our best not to acquire more sayyat. I'll finish with this part of the khutbah. Some of the ladies, sometimes a lady comes especially in Ramadan, and maybe some of them are not multazima. She is not wearing a good proper hijab. How dare you, sister? Get out of the mosque. And I standing there, what are you doing? What are you doing? If one is sick, where to go? To a doctor. And here is the doctor. Slow. I saw one day here, someone, I don't know if he's a Muslim, he's sitting here, raising his hand, his clothes, he's wearing earrings. I don't care. And he looked at me, it's okay, brother, sit. He's praying to Allah. Maybe he will be better than me one day. Don't try to be God. Don't try to think of your deeds. How can it be perfect and how to get better hasanat? Less sayyat, less people to stand in the 6th bridge in front of Allah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر لكم فاستغفروا يا المستغفرين. نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. أما بعد. Another story. I love stories. A story of a man, a scholar standing on the sea bank, and a scorpion is trying to fell on the sea in the river, and the scorpion is dying. He's drowning, and the scholar went trying to get him out, and immediately a scorpion, what do you think will happen when you touch the scorpion? It stings you. And another time the scorpion is drowning again. The man tried to pick him up, sting you again. And for the 3rd time he did it, a man stand walking, look at the scene and said, "Why you're doing what you're doing? How dare you? He's stinging you. He's a scorpion. Why you're doing that?" And the scholar looked at him and he didn't say anything. And he tried again and again and again, and he saved the scorpion at the end. He saved the scorpion at the end. And What? And he turned to the man, told him like this: you have to deal with others with your acts. Don't deal them with your others. لا تعامل الناس بطباعهم وعاملهم بطبعك. The scorpion is used to sting. And what are you used for? That's what the scholar is saying. Deal with others with your acts. Not with the scorpion acts. Because the scorpion will bite you. I always tell my youth, when they sometimes use FU or RU or NU or bad words, what do I tell them? Instead of saying that, don't say that. Say La ilaha illallah, subhanallah, alhamdulillah. And I know from the bottom of my heart they will do it again and again and again. Look at the Quran. أمر أهلك بالصلاة. Allah didn't say واصبر وساعدهم. واصطبر. And لغة عربية, if you add a character, it means more effort. واصطبر. Make do more effort. More effort to do it. Then really, what are you doing to help and support? You have to think that in this dunya, subhanallah, I am always, when you read about the sixth bridge, you will be scared. Honestly, you will be scared. Really, because the sins that we pass by, when I sneeze and you didn't say Alhamdulillah, it's a sin. When you say that, when you see me and you didn't say Salaam Alaikum, I said Salaam Alaikum to you and you don't respond, it's a sin. And so many things around me. What can I do? What can we do to help? Let's see. Let's try to give a solution, because now I have a problem. What can I do? First, tawbah ilallah, repentance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Come back to Allah. Ask Allah to forgive you. Ask Allah to forgive you. Always. And you will sin again and you ask Allah forgiveness. And you sin again and you ask Allah for forgiveness. And so on. Keep asking Allah forgiveness. 3. And the most, I believe, I cannot say the most important. You know, the ulama said that between you and Allah, Allah will forgive. What's between you and Allah, Allah will forgive. Allah is the most generous. But between you and me, it's up to me. It's up to you. Do you think you'll forgive? Do you think I can forgive? How many people, how many brothers around you? I'm not talking about a brother like me and you. A brother, a real brother from a father and mother. And you don't talk to him because he took $10 from you, or $20 from you, or take a piece of land from you. How dare? I'll meet him in hellfire. Okay. Really? You want to do that? You want to start standing questioning in front of Allah? I always remember that when you do that, somewhere in your place, your heart. By the way, always they say if you do dua on the people around in front of you, what happened? The tongue is the spoon of the heart. Then your heart is hurt. Instead of that, pray to Allah to forgiveness. I'm not talking about the oppressors, by the way, because many people think that I'm talking about the oppressors. If you talk about Pharaoh, Abu Jahl, Abu Lahab, no. Or any tyrants of what we see in this world now, no. Make dua against them. I have no problem with that. But I'm talking about my brother, you, me, my son here. If I did a mistake, if I did sin against you, forgive me. Ask forgiveness. Why? Because when you ask forgiveness, the third one I said, the reward is very high, abundant of reward. Allah will bestow you. Imagine that you released me from my sin. I did a sin against you and you released me. Oh Allah, I forgive this man. Even though he said a bad word or he showed a bad attitude against me, I'll relieve him. I'll make sure that, oh Allah, I forgive him. You will see, wallahi, the reward is very high. What is the reward? I still didn't say any reward. Where is the reward? I need a reward. Like my brother here, he taught me everything you have to be paid for in full. How can I be paid in full? Can I open my pockets? Can I get you something? I have to get a hadith. How can I do it? Allah is the one who will give. It's on me, right? Let's see. A man or a Prophet ﷺ was sitting between the Sahaba, and he said, a man will come from this door, he doesn't know. A man will come from this door, is from Ahl Jannah. What? And the Sahaba looked at him, a normal man came in. Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As said, I need to know why he's from Ahl Jannah. Why? Let me go to him. He went to him, oh Ammu, I will stay with you for 3 days. At that time, it's okay to do that. Now if someone comes to your house and I want to sit with you for 3 days, get a hotel, come out, go out. Anyway, I'm not talking about that time. Talk about this at that time. It's acceptable to do that. He sat with him for the first day, second day. Nothing. He's normal. You go to work, go to pray with the Prophet. Nothing. Normal man. Wake to Fajr prayer to pray. Why he's from Ahl Jannah? What's the reward? By the way, this is only shahid. I'm getting now to the reward. Get ready. And Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As said, okay, I have to go. He told him that the Prophet said that you're from Ahl Jannah and you came in and I didn't see any activity you do. And the Sahabi said, what you saw, what you saw. I have nothing to hide. And Abdullah ibn Umar was going to leave and the man said, hold. He said, what? He said, I sleep with no bad feelings against anyone. I sleep, put my head down, forgiving everyone. And Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar, listen, you got it. The reward is this one. Why the Prophet gave you Jannah? Because you sleep, no hate in your heart against anyone. Your heart is clear. Your heart is shining with Iman. This is the best reward you can get. Alhamdulillah, Allah bestow us with so many rewards. Coming after 4 weeks from now, Ramadan. Ramadan is the month you have to prepare for. You have to prepare yourself. Get ready for Ramadan. فalways make dua. اللهم بلغنا رمضان. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت. وعافنا فيمن عافيت. وتولنا فيمن توليت. اللهم اجمعنا ولا تفرقنا. اللهم بلغنا رمضان. اللهم بلغنا رمضان. اللهم بلغنا رمضان. اللهم بارك في رجب وشعبان وبلغنا رمضان. اللهم اغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولمن سبقنا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. وقوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله وأقم الصلاة.